This is the Hoover OnePWR Evolve Pet Elite. Now we're going to be unboxing and I'm going to show you all the features, and I'm going to also show you what the big issue is with the Hoover OnePWR, because it's huge and you got to know before you buy it. Now the key features are it has 50% more suction than the Elite one. I am a big fan of the Elite one, by the way. It comes with a 4 milliampere per hour battery. Now it can also come with an 8. It depends on which package you get. 4 milliampere hour battery gives you 35 minutes of runtime. The weight is going to be a light 9.8 pounds. It has a multi-filtration system which handles an incredible amount of suction relative to its weight. It has a comfort handle, a 1-liter dustbin, and using the hush tone technology, it is very quiet. So it's maneuverable, it's lightweight, it looks good, and the dust cup is easy to pop off and easy to put back on. It's also easy to clean because it's modular, except for one little thing. I'm going to show you that as well, but that is not my big issue with it. Well, while we're at it, let me name additional issues I had. So there's no attachment, so there's no handheld modes. This is not as versatile as it looks just because it's an upright. There's no attachments. It's going to be able to stand up on its own, and the fast battery charger is available, but you have to pay extra for that, especially on a top of the line model. It's extra. And Hoover customer service is extremely lacking, at least in my experience right now. They did not respond after 2 emails, multiple phone calls, even leaving my phone number there. They didn't call me back, and I had to wait 2 hours to even talk to a representative, and they wanted me to pay for return shipping, which is part of their return policy if you buy it from hoover.com. So if you're getting it, I would recommend to get it from probably Amazon or Walmart or a third-party retailer that has a better return policy. But let me share with you things that it does very well. As a traditional vacuum, this vacuum for hardwood, for kitchen floors, for tile is fantastic. The suction rollers are really engineered to go deep into the floor with their silicone brush roll and pick up pet hair, and that's why this Pet Elite is such a good option if you have it for hardwood or hard floors. Now, you can see how it picks up a lot of the different debris here, and this debris is made out of coffee. It has pet hair in it. It has, larger particles like cereal. It's just a whole concoction, and in one single pass, it picks up everything. It is as good in terms of this as my Dyson V12 and my Dyson V11, because this traditional upright has a lot of power. It has power overwhelming, in my opinion. But that's not where the issue really lies. And it's not also in the maneuverability, because you could take it around everywhere. It's easy to do your stairs with it. It doesn't have a large footprint. I just wish that the buttons on the top were better situated so you can find the buttons and not accidentally hit, medium, low, or high. But that's another feature it has, because it has a really easy button system and you can turn the brush roll on and off. And if you're wondering, is it a noticeable difference from the OnePWR Evolve 1? Well, in that case, I would say it is pretty recognizable because of the power of the brush roll and because of the increased suction. The noise is going to be slightly less. If you put it on high or medium, it's still going to make a good amount of noise. So you don't want to vacuum if your baby is sleeping right next to you. But let's look at the fatal flaw, at least in my opinion, the fatal flaw. So for anyone who has high pill, low pill, medium pill, pretty much any type of carpet or rug, you might have a hard time getting the most out of your Hoover OnePWR. And it's because the anti-tangle feature in the brush roll has an automatic shut-off when it faces enough resistance. So the rim roller will automatically stop when it meets resistance in medium to high pill carpets. And I checked this on my higher pill carpet as well as different types of rugs. It failed on every single one of them. And why? Because it just stops. It just stops. This area rug is from IKEA. It costs $40. It's called the Stowies. It's low pill. It's only 3/4 inch thick. Watch how the lights turn off. Every time you see the lights turn off, that means the brush roll is shutting off. You can turn on the brush roll back by toggling the power settings, but it keeps turning off. I had to switch to hard floor mode, which turns off the brush roll, to vacuum this low pill IKEA rug, which was strange to me. So then I tried it on my carpets, and then I tried it on things that are higher pill, and it had the same problem across the board. It never has an issue with any type of hardwood or hard floor, but because of the catches inside of the brush roll, it just stops. And I thought, well, maybe I'm crazy. So I called Hoover, and I actually got another unit, and it suffered from the same issue. Now, getting that issue fixed was its own entirely own journey. And here, let you quickly listen to what it sounds like and how it works. And you can see why when we take a closer look at the brush roll. These kind of like shark power fins here that I'm pointing out, when they are in contact with longer fibers, they get stuck. And for whatever reason, they get stuck. And there's no height adjustment here, so you can't adjust it. So here we're going to do a ground coffee test. So I'm just putting ground coffee, which is very visible for you watching as the viewer. When I press then change the power mode, it turns the brush roll back on. And here, it keeps turning it back on. So I'm constantly toggling the brush roll just to activate it and activate it and activate it, just to do this little piece of rug. So imagine if you had 500, 1,000 square feet. Could you do that if your house is completely in carpet or rug? And I'm not even talking about 75-ounce rugs or carpets. I'm talking about low pill, affordable, commercial grade rugs or carpets. But then when you put this on hardwood, it flies. I mean, it has no problem. You can see that the Rice Krispies here, which are larger particles that should be popping around, the catch catches everything. It does a solid job. So it's like two extremes. You have a very good performance on hardwood floors because it's fully utilizing all the features that Hoover incorporated inside of the Evolve Pet 2, but it doesn't work really well on rugs or carpets. The filter inside of the dustbin is extremely difficult to place back in because that is a twist in. It kind of have to lock into place, so you have to put some force. So it has to be jimmied. And I sped this up about 10x, and this took me about 10 minutes to put it back in. And I was really disappointed because as a Hoover OnePWR user, I have the carpet cleaner, I have the Pet Elite 1, I have the Emerge, I have the Emerge Pet. I have a whole host in this line because the batteries are modular. I just switched them out, especially if one's dying, then I can switch it out with another battery. And the battery life is very reasonable, especially considering there can be reused along their whole system. So until we see a fix for the Hoover OnePWR's brush roll issues, well, it's hard for me to fully recommend it. And if you want to know what I do recommend instead of it, if you're looking for a OnePWR system vacuum, I would actually recommend the Emerge. Even though the tank on the Emerge, it clips in, but it's not as clippy as I would say the Evolve. It's not as high end, but the trade-offs are there. You can use it as a handheld. You can make it shorter. You can make it longer because it comes with the wand. It has 40 minutes or 45 minutes of runtime on the same battery as the Elite, but it's going to be able to work on all surfaces. Actually, if you find a great deal on the OnePWR Evolve 1, then even that, which I own, is a great cordless vacuum. It's very powerful. You could probably score it on sale right now for closer to $150, maybe even $125 if you're getting it at a Black Friday deal. So there's a whole host of alternatives to the OnePWR Evolve Pet Elite 2. That, again, I'm not saying that the OnePWR Evolve Pet Elite 2 is bad. What I am trying to share with you is that it has some fatal flaws, especially if you have carpet. And even though I might sound like I'm beating this into your head, well, it's because I was so upset by this that I had to share this message. And to all of my viewers, please make the right decision for yourself and for your home. I would say pause on checking this out until they fix the issue. And if we hear back from Hoover and they tell us that, hey, we have fixed this issue with our brush roll, especially since I tested 2 units, well, then I'll be happy. And just one last thing, the power buttons, since they're so close to the handle, I know people have been accidentally hitting off or changing the suction power. It's just because of the central location of the buttons. That's might be a problem for some, but maybe not be a problem for all. So with that, thanks for watching, everybody. This is David with the French Glow, showcasing to you why the Hoover OnePWR Evolve Pet 2 might have some issues. I'll catch you next time. Bye.